What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity? I hope you guys are doing well. Yesterday was a dark day for the gaming industry as Microsoft laid off 1,900 employees. And part of these layoffs were Call of Duty developers, unfortunately. And yes, I've been extremely critical of Call of Duty developers for the last couple years, and rightfully so, I think. Unfortunately, the developers that lost their job today were not ones that I think deserve criticism. Because the ones that lost their jobs today were probably the ones in the trenches, listening to bosses' orders and just trying to ensure that we actually enjoyed the game. They were the ones that were banding together from across the world to urgently release an update after Season 1 Reloaded was released incomplete. They were the ones trying to fix rank play and Warzone for us. The ones that are still sleeping soundly today are the ones that were sleeping soundly last week, just thinking about how they can make a new bundle to make more money, thinking about new ways to be greedy, instead of thinking about ways to improve the franchise. Unfortunately, the ones that were lost today were probably the more passionate developers, the developers that actually wanted to innovate and push Call of Duty forward instead of continuing to see it regress. Now, obviously, I can't confirm this, but this is my assumption. Because I look at what Call of Duty is doing, and I look at the future of this franchise, and unfortunately, what I see is a product in decline. And these layoffs today show me one thing and one thing only. Microsoft is as greedy as Activision, if not more. I mean, at the end of the day, Microsoft has to create some confidence within their company that, hey, us spending all this money to acquire Activision was a smart decision. But I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Activision makes money. Call of Duty makes money. You can see it. You don't need to lay off a bunch of people just to try to instill a little bit more confidence. Like, this is a pretty gutless move, in my opinion. And it's not that just Call of Duty developers were affected. There were other developers affected too. But all in all, this is a negative play. This is what happens, guys, when we push industries towards oligopolies. Less people are employed, less competition, less strive for innovation, and more complacency. Look at the gaming industry right now. Look at what's selling. I mean, they're all complacent titles for the most part. Sure, there's a few innovative titles here and there, but for the most part, all that's being sold right now is complacency and microtransactions. That's what's selling, and unfortunately, there is no incentive for these companies to be innovative, to be revolutionary, to try to push the envelope. Like, for every game, like GTA 6 that comes out in a couple years, there's 10 Madden games, 10 FIFA games, 10 Call of Duty games that all just release complacency, release the same thing year over year, and the response isn't, oh man, they release the same thing, I'm not going to buy it. It's, I need to buy this right now. Oh, I need to buy these microtransactions. I need to buy these microtransactions. That's you telling the gaming community and telling the industry that, hey, complacency is a good thing. And this is why Microsoft feels completely okay to lay off 1,900 employees today. Because guess what? They can still produce the same low-level crap. They don't have to try to push the envelope. They don't need to try to innovate anymore. They know for a fact that, hey, we can have less people working on things and make more money. Our net profit's going to go up because these morons that continue to support microtransactions and a deteriorating overall gaming space, they're going to continue to support us, regardless of how bad the product really is. There's no competition anymore. Growing up, I just remember the gaming industry being highly competitive and everyone working tirelessly to try to grab your attention, try to ensure that their game was better than their competitors. But now there's just this overall complacency as these large companies like EA and Activision have bought up all the smaller studios to ensure there is no competition. So then they can just move into complacency mode. They can lay off 1,900 employees and they can just reap all the benefits of having higher profits, having higher revenues, because, hey, there's nothing else you're going to play. This is why I'm so excited for XDefiant, because finally Call of Duty could have a direct competitor, something that can showcase to the community, to the industry, that Call of Duty is falling behind, and that, hey, this is what happens when you actually have passionate developers behind a project. This is what happens when you're trying to innovate, when you're trying something different. You can actually create a good game, and hey, guess what? It can probably still make money. It can still be successful. Unfortunately, because of the lack of competition, complacency has ingrained itself into these companies. And Microsoft, who now owns Activision, can look at their games and say, what's the point of having an extra 1,900 staff when we can pay less people to do the same stuff and we can make more revenue and we can have a higher net profit? There's no incentive for them because no one's pushing them to be better. No one's pushing them to innovate. No one's pushing them to actually try. We're all sitting there being good little drones, being good little hive mind thinkers, and just spending money. Ooh, there's a new ducky in the game? Perfect, I'll buy that. Ooh, new battle pass? I'll buy that. And what we don't recognize is the overall quality of the games are deteriorating. All they're trying to do is push consistently and constantly new things for you to buy. And you're falling for it. I mean, I don't have any cosmetics in Modern Warfare 3. Do you know how many times I'm in a match where I'm the only one in a default skin? 99% of the time. So clearly what they're doing is working, and you're showcasing to them every single time you buy something from the store that you are okay with a product that's deteriorating, a product that has no passion behind it, a product that has no identity, and people losing their jobs just so you can have a rubber ducky in the game, just so you can have a boys superhero in the game, just so you can have, and the list goes on and on and on. You think this is where they stop? No, this is just the beginning. They're going to see how skeleton of a crew they can run to still see year over year revenue increases. This is a test. The 1,900 layoffs today is a test. What's going to happen tomorrow and next year and the year after that is anyone's guess. But if we continue to support this stuff, if we continue to be complacent as fans, as community members, we ask for this. We ask for entire quality insurance divisions to be folded. Because, hey, who needs quality assurance if we're still buying skins every single time the game breaks? What did we showcase them when I see in every single lobby somebody with that rubber ducky skin? It came out, what, a week after the game was completely broken? How short are your memories? They released an update that's broken and you're like, you know what? I'm going to reward you with $24 or however many it is to buy that rubber ducky skin. I mean, it seems like such a fickle point to stick to, but that's what it's all about, guys. These small little missteps that we make every single time leads to more and more complacency, leads to more and more layoffs, leads to more and more deterioration of our products. I look at Halo Infinite as a perfect example of, once again, a company being complacent. 343 got Halo and they thought, well, if we just release something that looks like Halo and plays similar to Halo, it's going to make money. And it didn't work. Similar to their TV show where they're like, hey, if we make it look like Halo, it's going to work. And it doesn't work because when you create projects with no identity, no life, no soul, no passion, they become generic, complacent pieces of absolute garbage. And that's where we're at with Call of Duty right now. That's where we're moving towards in the gaming industry. More and more garbage projects that are just there to feed our complacency, to feed our need for microtransactions. And it's hella disappointing. So I want to finish this video today by reaching out to every single developer that worked on Call of Duty. I know I've been critical of your game, but I do appreciate your hard work. Your hard work ensured that Call of Duty is still around today. As much as I want to see Call of Duty improve, and I'm sure you did as well, your work was appreciated. And I really hope that you go on to work for better companies that actually value you as employees and don't look at you as mindless slaves that have no innovation or creativity. Because I bet that you have more creativity and innovation than anybody that is left over at Activision. That's how I feel right now. I'm deeply saddened for people that lost their jobs. I am. Does everything need to improve? 100%. I don't think that Microsoft improves Call of Duty with 1,900 less people working for them. Now, I know not all 1,900 of them worked on Call of Duty, but I mean in general. When you decrease your workforce by that amount, I don't know how anything can get better under your umbrella. But that's it for the video today, guys. I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, can you please hit that like button? If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.